Ryan Carter never imagined a single meme could unravel his world. One innocent photo, one joke meant for laughs, posted online without his knowledge, turned his life upside down. Within hours, the school chat exploded. The notifications wouldn't stop. Laughter, cruel comments, even strangers joined in. The boy who once blended into hallways now felt every eye burning into him, every whisper a dagger. His mother, Sophie, stared at the screen, heart sinking. His father, Mark, couldn't understand the sudden storm, only feeling helpless. Ryan hid in his room, trembling, thinking, what did I do to deserve this? What if a single screenshot destroyed your life? Would you forgive the person who posted it? How loud can silence feel when the whole world is laughing at you? This wasn't just a meme. It was a weapon, and Ryan's life would never be the same. By the next morning, Ryan's world had changed forever. His classmates snickered as he walked through the halls. Phones were raised, cameras pointed, whispers followed him like shadows. He tried to laugh it off, but every giggle felt like a punch. Even Alex, his best friend, hesitated to approach. The meme had a life of its own, spreading faster than anyone could stop it. Ryan wondered if anyone would ever see him the same way again. At lunch, the humiliation grew louder. The meme was displayed on multiple phones, passing hands like a viral contagion. Ryan sat alone, poking at his untouched sandwich, each laugh from nearby tables stabbing deeper. He realized this wasn't just a joke anymore. The joke was him, and every passing minute, it felt like the world was confirming it. By evening, the meme had reached strangers. Social media notifications buzzed endlessly. Messages from unknown accounts appeared, mocking him. Ryan's mother, Sophie, tried to console him, but even her soothing words couldn't erase the shame he felt. His father, Mark, tried to intervene online, reporting the posts, but the storm had grown too strong. Ryan felt trapped, cornered by pixels and comments. Ryan locked his bedroom door, desperate for silence. But the sounds of laughter followed him, echoing in his mind. He stared at the floor, wishing he could vanish. The life he knew, school, friends, family, already felt like it was slipping through his fingers. And deep down, he wondered, could one thoughtless meme really destroy everything he loved? The storm had grown unstoppable. Ryan felt eyes on him everywhere. School, streets, even online when he tried to relax. Every post, every comment reminded him he had no safe place. His parents argued more often, tension filling every corner of their home. The meme wasn't just a joke anymore. It was a weapon tearing his life apart, piece by piece. Even school was no escape. Teachers whispered, classmates snickered, and social media posts were screenshotted and reshared endlessly. Ryan felt invisible and exposed at the same time. Every step through the hallway was a reminder that the world didn't see him anymore, just the meme. Alex tried to reach out, but even he didn't know what to say. Ryan's isolation was growing, and with every notification, every cruel message, he felt the walls of his life closing in. He wondered if anyone could truly understand what he was going through, or if he was doomed to face this alone. The meme had reached beyond school, beyond friends. Strangers online called him names, shared his image without context, and mocked him publicly. Ryan felt powerless, his confidence shattered. Every attempt to ignore it only drew more attention. He was learning the cruel truth. Once something goes online, control is lost forever. Sophie tried to comfort him, but words seemed hollow. Even Mark struggled to find the right balance between protecting his son and facing the reality they couldn't change. The family unit that once felt solid was cracking under pressure. Ryan realized he wasn't just fighting for himself. He was fighting to keep his family together. Weeks had passed, but Ryan felt as trapped as ever. Sleep eluded him. Every sound, every notification set his heart racing, Schoolwork piled up, but he couldn't focus. The meme had become a shadow over his mind, whispering that he was worthless. Even Alex didn't know how to reach him anymore. Ryan wondered if he'd ever feel safe again. At home, arguments grew louder. Sophie desperately tried to reach her son, while Mark pushed for solutions online that seemed futile. Ryan recoiled from their efforts, feeling misunderstood. The family he loved most now seemed distant, the walls closing in tighter with every conversation. Ryan's grades began slipping, and teachers noticed his withdrawn behavior. Once a curious, bright boy, he now avoided eye contact, spoke only when spoken to. The meme had stolen his confidence, leaving behind a hollow shell that no one could reach. He questioned if he would ever be the person he used to be. At night, Ryan scrolled endlessly through social media, each new comment a reminder of his humiliation. Laughter from strangers echoed in his mind. He felt powerless to stop it. The meme had become a chain around his mind, and he wondered how much longer he could carry it. Sophie whispered words of comfort, but Ryan didn't answer. Mark tried to reason with him, but Ryan had retreated into silence. The family felt powerless, watching the boy they loved disappear piece by piece into the digital nightmare. Ryan realized that sometimes the worst battles aren't fought in the real world. They're fought inside your own mind. The meme had become unstoppable. Ryan couldn't walk down a hallway without hearing laughter behind him. Even strangers recognized him online and at school. His sense of safety was gone. Each day he felt smaller, invisible yet painfully exposed. The boy who once laughed freely now measured every step with fear. Even Alex struggled to stand by him. Friends who once laughed together now avoided eye contact, afraid of association. Ryan felt abandoned, betrayed by the world he thought he understood. The isolation wasn't just emotional. It was physical, suffocating, unrelenting. At home, tension erupted into shouting. Sophie tried to comfort him, but her voice was drowned by frustration and fear. Mark argued about solutions, each suggestion feeling inadequate. Ryan couldn't escape, even within his own family. Every corner of his life felt tainted by the meme's shadow. Ryan's grades slipped further, and teachers began noticing his absenteeism. The meme had taken everything: confidence, focus, friendships. Even his hobbies felt meaningless. The boy who once loved to draw now stared at blank pages, afraid of sharing anything with the world. One night, Ryan stared at his phone, notifications pouring in. The meme had crossed into new apps, new audiences, mocking him endlessly. Tears ran silently down his face. He wondered if the world outside the screen even saw him anymore, or if all they could see was the boy trapped in a digital nightmare. Ryan finally snapped. The weight of constant humiliation, endless notifications, and whispered laughter had become unbearable. He stormed into Lily's room, demanding to know why she had shared the meme. Lily froze, realizing the storm she had unleashed, but words failed her. Ryan's eyes burned with anger and betrayal. Anger not just at her, but at a world that seemed incapable of kindness. At home, Sophie tried to mediate, but tension exploded into shouting. Mark pleaded for calm, but words bounced off walls, heavy with resentment. Ryan felt cornered, not just by the meme, but by a family he loved yet couldn't fully reach. The household that had once been a safe haven now felt like another battlefield. Ryan's mental state deteriorated further. Sleep evaded him, meals went untouched, and even simple conversations felt impossible. The meme had become more than a digital image. It was a force, shaping his reality, controlling his emotions. Every day was a battle to survive. Every night, a war against his own mind. Unable to bear the humiliation, Ryan took matters into his own hands. He confronted classmates who had spread the meme further, trying to reclaim control. But confrontation only deepened his pain. Words were exchanged, tears were shed, and Ryan realized that revenge could never undo the damage already done. That night, Ryan curled up on his bed, exhaustion and heartbreak overwhelming him. Sophie and Mark watched silently, realizing the depth of their son's suffering. They understood, finally, that no amount of online intervention could undo the pain. The meme had fractured their lives, and the family's only path forward was to face the consequences together, even as the damage lingered like a shadow. Ryan stopped going to school. The fear, the whispers, the stares, they had become unbearable. Social media had consumed his world. Even friends he trusted no longer reached out. He felt invisible yet exposed, trapped inside a life he could no longer control. The meme had destroyed not just his reputation, it had taken his childhood. Sophie tried to guide him back to normalcy, but Ryan recoiled. Even Mark could not bridge the gap. Every attempt to help felt like failure. The family's arguments had turned into long silences, each member retreating into their own grief. The household no longer felt like home. It felt like a cage. Ryan had lost his friends. Alex still cared, but even he couldn't break through the wall Ryan had built. The boy who once laughed freely no longer recognized himself in the mirror. The meme had permanently altered how he saw the world, and how the world saw him. Even the small joys of life were gone. Ryan avoided drawing, stopped playing video games, and no longer laughed. Each reminder of his old life felt like a cruel joke. The meme had stolen more than his reputation. It had stolen his sense of self. That night, the family sat together in silence. Sophie and Mark finally realized that no intervention, no apology, no social media cleanup could reverse the damage. Ryan stared into the shadows, exhausted, hollowed out by humiliation and isolation. The meme had broken their lives, leaving them to confront the stark reality. Some digital wounds never heal. Weeks passed, but the laughter still echoed in Ryan's mind. The meme had faded from people's feeds, replaced by new jokes, new faces, but for him, the scars remained. He looked out the window each morning, wondering how something so small could have changed everything. The silence in the house was unbearable. His parents moved carefully around him, afraid to say the wrong thing. Sophie had aged from sleepless nights, while Mark buried his pain beneath quiet frustration. Ryan longed for forgiveness, from others, from the world, from himself. But forgiveness felt distant, almost unreachable. Sometimes he still asked himself, why me? Though deep down, he already knew. Cruelty doesn't need a reason, only an audience. Ryan slowly tried returning to school. The halls looked the same, but everything felt different. Whispers had faded, replaced by awkward glances and quiet guilt. Lily couldn't meet his eyes. Her once confident smile now trembled with regret. Ryan didn't speak. He didn't need to. His silence carried the weight of everything she had done. A single choice, one careless click, had changed both their lives. He wasn't looking for revenge anymore. What he wanted was understanding. And though his steps were heavy, they were forward. Small movements towards something that looked like healing. Alex found Ryan during lunch and sat beside him in silence. No jokes, no forced apologies, just presence. For the first time in months, Ryan smiled, faintly but real. The world hadn't ended, even if it had changed forever. Pain didn't vanish, but it softened in moments like these. It was then Ryan realized that healing wasn't about erasing the past. It was about learning to live with it. The memes still existed online somewhere, but it no longer defined him. What mattered now was the quiet strength of getting up again. That evening, the family ate dinner together for the first time in months. No shouting, no tension, just quiet, fragile peace. Sophie reached for Ryan's hand, and he didn't pull away. Mark smiled for the first time in weeks. They didn't need to speak about what had happened. The silence said enough. The meme had wounded them, but it had also forced them to see each other again, to listen, to care. For the first time, Ryan didn't feel like a victim. He felt human again. He felt human again. Months later, Ryan wrote a note, not a goodbye, but a reflection. He didn't want revenge or pity. He wanted awareness. He posted online, "Think before you post. You never know whose life you're changing." The message spread quietly, touching hearts far beyond his town. For the first time, his words healed instead of hurt. The meme that once destroyed him became a lesson for thousands. He couldn't undo the past, but he could make it mean something. And sometimes that's the bravest thing anyone can do.